Right, just had this delivered. Right, this they delivered. Right, the delivery man. Right, what they do is they knock on your door now and they drop whatever off on your step and you leg it. Right, and then when you get back to the vehicle, by the time you've answered your door, then it's all a matter of like shouting and pointing, like as if landing airplanes with the communicado, rather than simply just like, you know, yeah, I called you at the door, passing it over. And it's like, well, getting into their vehicles about 30 metres away from you, and you're like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. This has just arrived, right? And, right, I have to digest what a certain package was, right? Take a look, right? That was stood outside my door, that. All taped up. See now before you, yeah, that item there. Yeah, not the stuff at the back, just that. So apart from the fact that he was like 30 metres away from me, having to like land airplane language, right, to me, right, I had to digest that. This is something I didn't expect to get. That was something I didn't expect to get. Went online recently and I blitzed eBay and Amazon because I had about £350 worth of garden furniture taken about 2 weeks ago from where I live, because my landlord had reports from my two neighbours that basically I was taking over the place because I just so happened to like using the garden. So what the landlord done was, instead of coming out, in a nutshell, instead of coming out to see me about it, took on board the other two neighbours' complaints toward me and just took everything from the garden area and disposed of it. Beautiful 80 quid parasol, patio furniture, which that wrap was. It was one of the patio chairs. I managed to find some identical items. Spent days online blitzing Amazon and eBay trying to find identical stuff if I could, but I've spent a good £400, I would say, including the price of the barbecue and all knickknacks like trowels and little hand shovels, everything the landlord just took because basically they just couldn't be bothered. They just couldn't be bothered, basically. They just couldn't be bothered. So they just thought, they took the easy route out and just thought, they just pumped up the muscles and just came down in a white van and just took the lot. Because they just couldn't be bothered. You know, easy life. They're getting our rent, so why be bothered? That's the attitude they took. I've spoken to them since all the items were taken, so I've read between the lines, so I know basically that you as a viewer can take what I'm saying as gospel. They just couldn't be bothered as a housing association, as a landlord, right? For a housing association, you see, there used to be a little independent one, but now that they've merged and they've called themselves something fancy, they just can't be bothered anymore. So, see this one's been damaged. They've taken this one out. So, you know what I mean? They're just like, whatever. They just take the easy route out. So since I had all my stuff taken, over the last 3 weeks, I've been having to blitz Amazon and eBay trying to find, if I could, identical stuff. And that chair, that there, I never expected to get. That, I'm absolutely really over the moon. I'm made up, I'm dead happy, chucked to bits. That is an item there I didn't expect to get. Which is why I'm doing this vlog. It's deserved of video on itself. Yeah, that is an item, one of the identical items I managed to find. I'm absolutely over the moon, chuffed to bits. As I say, it's just like, I didn't expect to get it. I completely forgot. I'd actually shelved it at my mind. I'd assumed I was never going to get it. I'd waited long enough for it to arrive. That has travelled all the way from Bristol down Glastonbury way. That has, and because I've had communicados with him, such long distance trying to get one chair up from basically London on its own. I bought a lot of furniture. I bought a patio lot of plastic garden furniture. Part of that lot were identical chairs, the ones I'd taken. Only part of it. I bought the whole lot. But because it was from so far away, and because I'd assumed, because I've had talks with him, I'd emailed him back and forth, he did email back and forth, and we'd assumed basically just to leave it. Distance plays a lot. Distance plays a massive part when it comes to sending parcels, basically from one person to another. It plays a massive part. It's not the cost of the item itself. It's mailing the items which you buy online. That's the crux. That is the major crux. But because that's arrived, I'd actually shelved that, man. I'd shelved that. My subconscious had even assumed that I wasn't going to get that. I couldn't be any happier with that. With the fact that it has arrived. That being one of the identical items. Don't know if you've ever lost patio furniture, but the thing with patio furniture is they're seasonal, like clothes. Fashions in clothes, seasonal from one season to the next. Believe it or not, patio furniture is the same. Things like chairs, fold away chairs and tables for patios, for outside patios, and I assume conservatories as well. Anywhere outside of the abode, those kind of furniture sets, they're all seasonal, and I find it really difficult. And therefore, I found it really difficult to replace a lot of the stuff I lost with identical items. So with this chair arriving, I couldn't be happier as I'm speaking now into my camera. I couldn't be any happier, even if it were my birthday. In the over 3 weeks since the items all went, I've managed to replace just one of the patio furniture chairs with an identical chair. I've yet to... The ones which I wanted to replace were only two. Just two chairs of the patio chairs I wanted to replace, identical wise. That being one of them. So I'm one down, one to go when it comes to replacing the chairs with identical chairs. Yeah, they're the ones that had the longest. And I do get emotionally attached to disposable items. I've said that. I do blame myself for this. I get far too attached to disposable items. But having said that, I've had that patio furniture for okay, those two chairs, ones I want to replace with identical chairs. I have had them for 20 years. Those two chairs, and I've looked after them. You know, I brought them in over the winter, so they've not got damaged with the winter weather, and I took them back out in the spring over a 20-year period, on and off over a 20-year period. I have on and off looked after them. So I haven't been overtly careful with them. I haven't been like what's the word? I haven't been freakishly careful with my patio furniture. You know, I haven't been like creepy with them. You know, I haven't been like what's the word? What's the word when you get all like, you know, housewifey with stuff? You know what I mean? I haven't been like that. You know, I've just had certain furniture, outside furniture. Two of the chairs, one of the chairs got replaced. Another one Wish me luck. I'm going to try and find them. I'm still going to look for the other one. If I don't find another one to match the two I want to find identical wise, then so be it. I do. If I don't. It's really difficult to find patio furniture from such a long time ago. Could have been 20 years ago. So when I did find these two chairs to match the ones that I'd lost, I was like buzzing online when I did find them. Disheartened when I found that one of the two, couldn't get here all the way up to the northwest. Now the fact that it's arrived, couldn't be any happier. Wish me luck.